Hey everyone, welcome back to the Travel Smart channel. Today I want to share with you something I've experienced way too often on recent travels, and I know a lot of you have too. I've had an unusual number of Uber drivers lately who just don't speak English. And I'm not here to rant, I'm here to break down why this is happening, why it's a growing problem, and what's being done or not done about it. Let me give you an example. On a recent airport pickup, I tried to explain an additional stop to my driver. The app had the stops out of order, and I was trying to explain to the driver where I wanted to go and that I was editing the stops inside the app. Now, at the same time that I was trying to correct the stops in the app, I had to stop and pull up a translation app to be able to communicate with the driver, and he's heading off in the wrong direction. Long story short, the ride was longer and much more expensive than it needed to be. Now, I take accountability for having the additional stops set up incorrectly. But with an English-speaking driver, this would have been a very easy conversation. And this wasn't a one-time thing. Over the last few months, I've had non-English-speaking drivers multiple times, with poor or basically no communication. This is happening in big cities, tourist hubs, where I'd expect better communication, especially from professional drivers. So what's going on? Uber and Lyft don't require drivers in the US to speak English. And according to Business Insider, many new gig workers, especially recent immigrants, are turning to rideshare apps as their only source of income. These platforms don't require fluent communication skills to get approved. And earlier this year, Senator Marsha Blackburn called out Facebook for hosting illegal account rental groups that let undocumented, non-English speaking individuals drive under someone else's profile. So what we're seeing is a growing pool of drivers who either aren't verified properly or don't meet basic communication standards, and it's affecting real people. Now let's be clear, this isn't about being anti-immigrant or xenophobic, and this isn't a video about being anti-migration, but when communication breaks down, it becomes a safety issue. You can't explain a change in destination. You can't warn a driver to avoid a dangerous turn. In an emergency, you may not even be able to ask for help. And let's add this. Some of the driving itself has been downright unsafe. On a recent trip to St. Pete Beach, I had a driver whose style reminded me of what you sometimes get in places like Mexico or Jamaica. Sudden stops, wide turns, late braking, questionable lane changes. It was the kind of ride that makes you grip the door handle and wonder if you're going to make it in one piece. When you remove driver vetting, language standards, and basic knowledge of local traffic laws, you get a system where anything goes behind the wheel. And that's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. So, what are Uber and Lyft doing about this? The short answer is not much. They claim in-app translation is good enough. But let's be real. If you're in a moving car, dealing with directions, trying to explain something in real time, texting back and forth isn't going to cut it. And neither app allows you to filter drivers by language. That just seems crazy to me. Here's the truth. Uber and Lyft need to do better. At a minimum, require basic English comprehension for US-based drivers. Give passengers an option to request a language match. And enforce ID checks to stop the rental account black market. Because if we can't trust that the person behind the wheel understands us, we're not just risking confusion, we're risking safety. Let me know in the comments, have you experienced this too? Do you think rideshare apps should do more? If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, give us a like, comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the Travel Smart channel. And as always, travel smart, my friends.